Good morning, class. We are starting off with a new chapter, Nutrition in Plants. All living organisms need food to survive. We very well know that food provides us with the energy and that is very much required to carry out the various activities. Life processes such as nutrition, photosynthesis, respiration, excretion, reproduction, transportation of water, minerals, and food require energy to be carried out. These life processes are very much essential for an organism to be alive, and these life processes require energy for it to function. Food provides energy and food is obtained by different organisms in different ways. Let's move on to study the difference between nutrient and nutrition. Nutrient. These are the substances that nourishes our body. Now what do I mean by nourishment? Nourishment means it helps in the growth and development of the body. Nutrients are carbohydrates, proteins, fats, vitamins, and minerals. Types of nutrition. Nutrition can be categorized into two types. One is holophytic and the other one is holozoic. Now what is this holophytic? Under this we have green plants. It can prepare its food by utilizing simple inorganic components. When I say simple inorganic components, it is carbon dioxide and water. All the time remember, whenever I say inorganic components, it is to do with non-living. So here non-living substances are being used to prepare food by plants. Holozoic. Here complex organic components, and these complex organic components are obtained either from the plants or animals. For plant it is vegetables, we consume vegetable, that is a source of, it's a plant source, and for animals the dairy products. Now these complex organic components which are obtained from the plant and animal source, it is broken down, and once it is broken down it is being absorbed, that is known as assimilation, and finally it gets used up. Example for holozoic nutrition is human beings. We exhibit holozoic mode of nutrition. Holophytic type of nutrition is also known as autotrophic mode of nutrition. The other name for holophytic type of nutrition is nothing but autotrophic mode of nutrition. Auto means self and trophism means feeding. So it is self-feeding or self-nourishment. Since it can produce its own food, it can nourish itself. And those are plants. Depending on the mode of obtaining their food, organisms are categorized as autotrophs and heterotrophs. Autotrophs are the organism that can prepare the food on their own. Example, green plants. Heterotrophs are directly or indirectly depend on other organisms for their food. Example, non-green plants, fungi, and bacteria. Let's move on to the details of autotrophs. Autotrophs are called producers because they can prepare their own food. How do they prepare their own food? By means of photosynthesis. Photosynthesis is a chemical process through which green plants containing chlorophyll combine carbon dioxide and water in the presence of sunlight to prepare food in the form of glucose. I have put forth this particular statement in form of a simple word equation. Carbon dioxide and water, these two non-living components or inorganic components combine in presence of sunlight, which is absorbed by the chlorophyll to give rise to glucose as well as oxygen. How does a plant take in carbon dioxide? Through tiny pores known as stomata, which is present on the leaf. Oxygen is given out through the stomata as well. Water and minerals is absorbed by the roots. Chlorophyll is a pigment molecule that traps sunlight. Requirements for photosynthesis. Chlorophyll. Chlorophyll is present in or found in chloroplast. Chloroplast is a special cell in which we have a pigment molecule or a color that imparts color to the chlorophyll. That's why it's called as a pigment molecule. And this pigment molecule or chlorophyll traps sunlight. Carbon dioxide. It is taken in through stomata. This is the structure of stomata. Here we see the stomata has got the presence of guard cell. The bean-shaped structure is known as guard cell, and in between the guard cell we have the pore which is present between them. And in the guard cell we see the presence of chloroplast. When the guard cell is filled with water, it is called as turgid cell and the pore is open. When the guard cell loses water, it shrinks, the guard cells shrink and it closes, and that condition is known as flaccid cell. Water is lost from the guard cell and the pore closes. This is the difference between turgid cell and a flaccid cell. When it is filled with water, it is turgid. When it has lost the water molecules, then it is called as flaccid. Sunlight. It provides required energy for the reaction. We see that sunlight is very much required to combine carbon dioxide and water molecule to give rise to glucose. And the rate of photosynthesis is also affected by the amount of sunlight. What do I mean by this? See, if the photosynthesis is happening in dim light, what happens then? It won't be able to produce enough food. So the speed of photosynthesis is affected by sunlight. Water. Roots absorb water and minerals and transport them to the leaves. Once photosynthesis has taken place, we see oxygen is released and glucose is being produced. Now what happens to this glucose that is being produced? The glucose gets converted to starch, and the starch is stored in different parts of the plant such as leaves, roots and stem. As homework, kindly note down the points that are mentioned in the video in a rough copy. Thank you.